Hello everyone, welcome back to another 48-hour mini Star Hop readathon. I'm going to be doing this weekend with my Patreons. Oh, I am really looking forward to this. I say this every time, but I have so much fun doing these readathons, and it is just a nice break from my life and all the things that I have going on, and it gives me time to just kind of focus on reading, enjoy reading, challenge myself, stay up late, just reading and hanging out with my friends who also love reading. So these are some of my favorite weekends, and I'm really excited to be able to jump back into that this weekend. I don't have that challenging of a September TBR, so I'm really hoping that I will be able to knock off several of the books that are on my September TBR, so I'll hopefully win it because I do not have another black hole to put on the board. I have some short and some longer books in my TBR, so I have a little bit of a mix, but honestly, the board seems like it's been pretty nice to me lately, so I'm a little nervous that it might be leading up to a harder round this time, but you know what, maybe not. Maybe it just knows how much I love it, and so it's going to keep being nice to me. We shall see. Here we are, first roll of the game. Obviously we don't want a 6, but anything else we're gonna be good with. I honestly don't really want a 4 that much either. I feel like I've gotten so many 4s in previous games, but let's see. A 3, okay. I actually don't remember the last time we got a 3 and landed on this star, so I'm excited about that. And stars tend to be easy prompts, so let's see what we get. Okay, here we go with our first spin, our first prompt, and honestly, I am open to any of them. I'm really not too worried about it. I feel like we're at the beginning, we have a lot of options for books that are actually on my TBR, so let's see how it goes. Buddy read. Okay, let me see what options I have for buddy read. Okay, so I have my stack of books, and I've already kind of discussed it with my Patreons and chosen which one I'm going to go with. But as I was really thinking about it, I really only have 2 buddy reads that I could have even picked from. The other one I was kind of considering was It Ends With Us, and I'm not technically buddy reading it. I have a friend that I'm going to discuss it with after I have read it, but she's already read it, so kind of, but not really, and I don't want to be necessarily bending the rules too much this early in the game, so I'm not even gonna, this was the other one I was thinking of, but I'm not gonna put it on, I don't think. The other one that I technically have as my channel buddy read that I'm just definitely not putting on because that would be the entire readathon. It would probably take me the full 48 hours to read it pretty much, is Brandon Sanderson's Oathbringer. This is the 3rd book in his Stormlight Archive series, and it's well over 1,000 pages long. And I think I probably could do it if I finished the game really quickly and I knew I had 30 hours left in the readathon or something. I probably could put this one on and finish it. It would be a stretch and I would be exhausted, but I probably could do it. But as the first book, when I still had 2 black holes ahead of me, this is just not. So the one that is chosen because, well, it's kind of the only option, is The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. I actually did hope that I would be able to get this one onto the readathon because I really do want to read it. It's on my TBR for the month, and this is my Patreon buddy read for the month. I was hoping to get it on. I will say, though, that I didn't want to start a readathon with this thick of a book. It's over 400 pages. I didn't really want it to be quite this long for my first book of the readathon. I like to give myself a little bit of a cushion on the first book, but it is what it is. This is my choice, and I actually am really excited to read this book. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm going to enjoy it. I loved his writing style and all the other series that I've read of his, so hopefully this is just as exciting and engaging as the other ones. So I am invested, and it just keeps me going because I'm probably going to need to stay up late if I'm starting with this one, and we are only 3 spots in. So yeah. Okay, it is now about 1:30 in the morning, and I have finished The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. This was so much fun. I absolutely loved this book. I had such a good time reading it. I was so invested. the entire time. It was just really intriguing. It pulled me in. I found the world to be really interesting. I liked the different like magic sciences that were going on. I really liked the characters. I liked the twists. I felt like I was trying to guess what was going on for the majority of it, and some I got right and some I got wrong, which I feel like is perfect for a book of this nature, where there are twists and it is like a mystery thriller situation and you're trying to guess things. I think that that is perfect when you can guess some and you can't guess some, right? Because that means that they gave you enough clues, but not too many so it was so obvious. Like, I don't know. I think it was just masterfully done, and I just absolutely loved it. I had such a fun time with it, and the writing and the humor and just the characters, the plot, everything worked so well for me, and this was a great time. So I have finished my first book of the readathon, which is kind of crazy because it's a little late and we've only moved 3 spots on the board, but let's go ahead and see what we get for our next roll. Okay, here we go with the second roll. We don't want a 3. Anything else would be good, but let's be honest, we want to go past that black hole. A 4. Oh man, this is perfect. We get 2 stars in a row and we're past the first black hole. This is honestly perfect. I love it. I'm so happy. Okay, that was pretty much perfect. I mean, we got a 4, we landed on a star, which is the easiest prompt, and we are past the first black hole. So honestly, I don't think I could have asked for better. I mean, obviously a 6 would have been great, but then we would have been on the sun and we would have been like at risk of getting a book over 500 pages, which we don't want. I don't know. I just think that this was pretty much perfect. I'm really happy with it. So let us go. We're going to spin the sun prompts, or the star prompts again. Wow, it's 1:30 in the morning. Like, brain not working at 100%. Okay. I mean, obviously I don't want buddy read because there's no way I'm getting through Oathbringer. But anything but buddy read, I think I'm going to be okay with. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's spin. Let's see what we get. Oh, I'd like a free pick. I'm going to manifest a free pick. Or series. That's fine too. I can take series. I'm in the middle of a lot of series. This will work. I will come back with my options. Okay, I have come back with my options. I have 3 possibilities. The first one is the Atlas Complex, which is the 3rd and final book in the Atlas 6 series. This series has been a long time coming for me to finish. It's dark academia. It's magic. I don't know. I loved the first one, did not love the second one, so really hoping that this one hits for me. So this is a possibility. I also have Invisible Kingdom, the 2nd volume. So I've read the first one. This would be the 2nd one. This is a sci-fi graphic novel series that I really like the art style of, but I'm not a huge fan of the plot so much. And then I also have The Fall, which you can't really see, but there's the name on the side. But this is a prequel novella within the Bound in the Broken series by Ryan Cahill, and this one is also on my September TBR along with both of these, so this would be a good choice as well. Novellas are pretty short and simple, so these are my options that I have. Ooh, I don't know. Do I want to put on a long book at this point? I want to do, I think I want to try to do another roll before I go to bed. So I'm not going to put on the Atlas Complex. I would love to. I'd love to get this on sometime, but I would like to do another roll before bed, and I just don't think I'm going to be able to stay up the, 5-6 hours that's going to take to read this. So I think I'm going to remove that for now. So that leaves these 2. Oh, this is so hard because I think I'll enjoy this one more. But I actually think I'm going to go with this one. Mostly because it's 1:30 in the morning. My brain isn't quite at like its best level. And I think this one would be the easiest for me to get through before I go to bed so I can do my next roll. And then obviously whether I go to bed or not is going to be dependent on how well my next roll goes. If I get past the black hole, yeah, I'll probably go to bed. If I don't, I probably will be staying up anyway. So some of these books might be read tonight as well, but this is the one we're going with now. Okay, it is now 2:30-ish. It's a little bit after 2:30 in the morning. And I have finished Invisible Kingdom Volume 2. I am not super invested in the plot of this, and I honestly think that I liked the artwork less in this one than I did in the previous one, although I don't know if it's changed. It's been a while since I've read the first one, so I might be remembering it wrong. But yeah, I feel like I liked the artwork in the first one better. I liked the colors in the first one better. And overall, this is like, it doesn't pull me in. It doesn't intrigue me. This is a sci-fi graphic novel series, and we're kind of in this world where there's this like religion and this corporation that are both extremely powerful and opposing each other. And we have people on either side that we're following. We have main characters on either side that we are following. And of course, throughout this, we find out more about these two different organizations. More comes to light, right? And that's kind of like where we go with the plot of this. That's kind of the first one, right? This one's obviously a little bit further on, but I don't want to tell about this one because that'll be spoilers. But yeah, I'm not that gripped by it. I don't really love the characters. And yeah, just overall, it's not my favorite story. And I don't like the artwork as much this time. So I don't know. This was a miss for me, but it was a quick read, right? It was just over an hour that I dedicated to that, and now we're on to our next roll. And fingers crossed the game continues to be nice to me, because so far so good. We've been getting really lucky. Let's not hit a black hole now. Let's not. Okay, here we go with our next roll. Hopefully we don't get another 4. I feel like 4 is our most commonly rolled number though, so we shall see. A 5. Ah! This is the best. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm getting so spoiled in this game. This feels too easy. Ooh, I don't know. I feel a little bad, but also happy at the same time. Okay, so we are past both black holes, and is it weird that I almost feel bad and a little guilty that it's being so nice to me? Like, I feel like I deserve a black hole for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because I'm lacking sleep here, but for some reason I feel guilty that I'm already past both black holes. But it is what it is. And in all reality, this is a good thing. Now I have so much freedom to pick whatever books I want. So we are going to go ahead. Hey, look, Star Prompt is still on the series. Okay, let's go ahead. Oh, wait, are we on a star? No, we're on a moon this time. We're on a moon this time. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go into the moon prompts. Oh, I gotta sit there and add first. Okay, of the moon prompts, honestly, I don't really want graphic novel because I already read my graphic novel. Over 400 pages is actually fine. We're past the second black hole. We're good. Husband pick, I would have to spin again because he is sleeping. You know, like most people. I don't know. I think I could make most things work. Oh. Like I just said, my husband is sleeping. He's not going to be able to pick, and I would like to pick my book before I go to bed, so we're just going to spin again. Ooh, yes. Yes. Free pick. Okay, now I'm feeling a little bit even more guilty. I mean, I guess I did skip husband pick. It technically was husband pick, but I'm getting some good things this game. Like, my rolls are going really well. My prompts are good. I mean, we did get buddy read and it kind of gave us one option. But other than that, this has been too easy. I should not say that because next game's going to be really mean now. I'm going to go get some options for my free pick. Okay, Okay, I'm back with my options, and actually was really easy to figure out which options I wanted to bring because I have just brought the rest of the books that are on my TBR for the month of September that are not Stormlight Archive books. So I have Keeper of the Lost City's Legacy, which is a chunky book. This is over 800 pages. Maybe not, maybe it's about 800 pages. And this is on my TBR for the month. I do want to read it. This is the 8th book, I think. Yeah, book 8 in a middle grade series. And so this would be a pretty quick read, but it is still pretty long. I also have, again, the Atlas Complex. This is one that I am definitely getting through this month. This is the final book in the series. I'm really hoping to like it. I also have The Fall, the prequel novella for the Bound and the Broken series. And I have It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is a romance, maybe, book that I feel is very polarizing. And I kind of want to read it and then watch the movie. So these are my 4 options that I have for this free pick. And sometimes I feel that free picks are almost a little bit harder just because they don't narrow it down for me at all. And it's just kind of a broad, what do I want to read type situation. And at 2:30 in the morning, I am not good at making those types of decisions. I'm not good at making any decisions. Ooh, what do I want to read? You know what I think I'm going to go with? I really think I'm going to pick the Atlas Complex because this is one that I've been meaning to get to forever. The rest of the series is something I'm meaning to get to forever. I feel like this one will be a pretty smooth one to get through. I don't know if that makes sense. And I think I could stay up a little bit tonight and read some tonight before I go to bed as well. Because I'm already familiar with this world, I already know these characters, so it won't be too hard to kind of get into it and get a little bit invested. I think this is probably my best pick for staying up tonight and reading some more. So I'm going to go with this one. It's a pretty long one, though. I think this will probably get done sometime midday tomorrow, which I'm happy about. I want something that challenges me a little bit. Let me see. There's almost 500 pages in this book, and it isn't a fast read by any means. This one will be like a steady read, but it's not fast. It's not like, middle grades or contemporaries. So this is the next one on the list, and I think that I almost need to challenge myself a little bit since the game isn't challenging me too much, and I'm putting this one on. We'll see how much I get through tonight before the sprints tomorrow morning. I'll probably get a little bit of sleep in tonight, though, which is good. I like it. Here we go. Okay, it is now closing in on 3 p.m. So this definitely took me longer than I thought it would to read because I stayed up late reading this. This is just a longer book to read than I was anticipating, but I have finished the Atlas Complex. Oh, I still have my little bookmark in there because I finished it on audiobook. Honestly, this book was such a huge disappointment for me. I loved the Atlas 6. It was so good. It was a 5-star book for me. I absolutely adored it. This one was boring. I needed it to end. It drug on so long. I rarely say this about books that are so beautifully written or that I really like because I do enjoy Olivia Blake's writing style, but this one, it just did not work. It was like she was trying too hard to make this into a longer book and to put more words in there, and it just was not, it was not working for me. I really think that the final 2 books in this series could have been one book, and then I would have enjoyed it so much more. And I feel like a lot of times the way she's talking about characters and them seeing people different, in this one, it was so bizarre to me. I just did not agree with so many of the internal thoughts of these characters being I now completely understand this person, or I now understand myself. I'm no, man, you just trying to justify the stuff you're doing. And honestly, I don't mind a morally gray character, or even a pretty bad character, right? One of the main characters in this book I quite enjoyed, and that character owned it, right? They were morally gray, or not even maybe in the gray, right? Towards the darker end of the gray. And I was fine with that, but when they're trying to justify, I'm nah, that's boring to me because you are not a good person. So I don't know. It was just kind of frustrating and irritating, and it went on so long. And one of the things that happened a lot in this book was they would be having dialogue, and then there would be this internal monologue that was like 2 pages long in the middle of the dialogue, and then they go back to the dialogue, and I'm like, okay, it feels to me like there was a nice 3-minute pause in your talking, where to you maybe it didn't, but to me it did, and it happened over and over and over, and I just think it was way overused in this book. So yeah, this was not my favorite, but I finished. I will move on to the next role, and hopefully my next book is a little bit more of a hit for me. I mean, knowing what one of my next choices is, it'll depend. If I get on the final spot, it's probably not going to be a 5-star. If it's not, though, maybe. Okay, I guess here we go with what could potentially be the last roll of the game. If we get a 3 or higher, that's it. That's the last book. That's honestly kind of bizarre. A 6. Are you kidding me? I mean, here we are. We're at the end. This is crazy to me. I cannot believe that it went this fast. Okay, this is the end. I feel like my camera's crooked, but I actually don't think I'm going to fix it. So the final spot, for those of you who don't know, is a free pick. I get to choose whatever I want. And so I have several options here to choose from. And by several, I mean 3. I don't know why I said several. And you have seen them all already. So here are my choices. I have It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is on my September TBR. These are all on my September TBR. Why is this? I feel like I got something in my eye. It's fine. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I feel like this would be an easy one to finish it out with. It wouldn't be too stressful. I also have The Fall by Ryan Cahill. This is pretty short, so I don't know. This one feels a little bit unrealistic to pick for the final one. And then I also have Keeper of the Lost City's Legacy by Shannon Messenger. And this one is the 8th book in the Keeper of the Lost City series. I have something in my eye. I am so sorry. But I mean, I feel like it's kind of a little ridiculous to pick a novella at this point because I still have like 25 hours, 26 hours. How much do I have left? 26 hours left of this readathon. So it doesn't really make sense to pick a novella, even though I'm probably the most excited for that one. So it is between these two, and I think either one would be a good choice, honestly. This one would be easier to get through, but it'd be nice to have read it, you know, like I want to read it and watch the movie. Or I could go with this one. It's longer. It would be a little bit more of a challenge. This doesn't have like writing on it. I think I might go with this one, honestly. I think I'm going to pick the one that's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. It won't be too bad. I think it'll still be very reasonable for me to be able to finish it in the amount of time. But yeah, this is the one we're going to go for. We're going to do this one. The final book of the readathon. Here we go. This is kind of bizarre. I have never filmed the final clip for this readathon so early. What time is it right now? It's noon on Sunday, and so that means I still have 5 hours left of the readathon, but I actually finished the book hours ago. I've been done with it for so long. So I went to bed last night at around like 1 in the morning, and I had about half an hour left of the book. So I could have finished it last night, but I just decided to go to bed and I would finish it this morning. So honestly, I just kind of got up, put on the headphones, and was done a few hours ago. And I have just now come down to, like, I ate breakfast and I was kind of like getting ready-ish for the sprints with my Patreons that'll start at 1. But this is insane. I've never finished this early, but I've officially finished The Keeper of the Lost City's Legacy. And honestly, this is so what I was expecting, right? This series doesn't really do anything new throughout the books. It just kind of like repeats over and over and over again the same plot, the same different conflicts that have happened, the same struggles. Like, they have the same issues going on over and over. And sometimes they're like kind of like different issues, but like they're the same, right? They have a very set out format for this series. And so really going into it, you can expect pretty much everything that is going to happen and how it's going to happen, and not like the individual nuances or the specifics always, but really they are all the same book. And like, it was entertaining, right? The different like things happening in the world. I do find that the world is a really interesting and intriguing concept, and the different magics, the magical school that they go to, the dynamics and the politics, like it is intriguing and it is interesting, but I do find that things are very corny, right? And angsty and those things that it's definitely feels like a book for around a 13, 14-year-old and perfect for that age, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know. I've read it so many times now throughout this series that there's only so much I can say about it at this point, but I have finished it. And it was, like I said, a very easy read, really easy to get through. I honestly listen to the entire thing on audiobook because with this series, because it is so simple and so easy, I turn the speed up to 3.5 and I don't need to read along. So some books, like the Atlas book, right, when I was listening at a higher speed, I did need to read along, but this one I really didn't need to, and it doesn't go higher than 3.5 speed, so I didn't need to read any of it. But yeah, I have completed the readathon. I have won. This was so nice. Such an easy readathon. Like I've talked to my patrons about this, but I feel guilty. Like I feel like it was too easy, that I almost got too lucky. But here's my stack for the 48 hours, and this is still pretty good stack. Honestly, I am happy with it. But we have Keeper of the Lost City's Legacy for the free pick at the end. We have the Atlas Complex, which was for a free pick as well, but it was a moon, I believe. I could be wrong on that. I think it was a moon prompt free pick. Then we have The Tainted Cup, which was for a buddy read, and Invisible Kingdom Volume 2, which was for a series. So honestly, I think if I added up the page count, I think I'll add it up and put it here. It was still like a decent number of books that I read this weekend, even though I completed it so quickly. I think starting off with a really fairly challenging book kind of got me going and made me like more committed to reading quickly, and I just got lucky after that. And so I was in that zone of like busting out books and not worrying about if they like longer and more challenging books, and it worked out. I got done with it pretty quickly. I think what I will do during the sprints with my patrons, because I still have them from 1 to 5, I'll probably read The Fall, which is another book that's on my TBR, and then maybe jump into Oathbringer. I don't know. I was considering doing like live sprints for Oathbringer itself and kind of like reading that live with everyone, because I feel like I have fallen so far behind on doing lives for this read along. And so I thought that might be kind of a fun thing to do. So I might hold off on that one, and I don't know what else I would do. Find another book, I guess. This is insane. I've never been quite in this situation, but it was a successful readathon. I read 4 of the 8 books that are on my TBR, and I'm probably going to end up reading a 5th, so I'll probably get through 5 out of the 8 books on my TBR, and it is still the very beginning of September. It is seriously the first week of September, and I'm already going to have gotten through 5 out of the 8 books, so this is really exciting, and I'm really happy about how this weekend went. And I'm now a little bit nervous that maybe the next time the game has been like saving up some meanness. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This was a really fun readathon for me, even though I have a very mixed feeling about it. But I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.